If you're stuck trying to figure out how to price yourself as a creative freelancer, I get it. It's genuinely difficult, especially when you're just getting started. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through some of the best places to start and a few ways to refine your approach over time. Because here's the thing, there are way more resources available to you today than there were when I started out. You just have to know where to look.
My name is Nolan Matthews. I'm a photographer, director, and pilot based in Utah. After nearly a decade in the corporate world, I walked away to build a life around travel, adventure, and storytelling. This channel is all about the work, the process, and the stories behind it all.
Last episode, we talked about the core principles of pricing, the mindset and the framework for how to think about it. This episode is more practical. Where do you actually start when you sit down to figure out what to charge? Here are 5 places I'd send any creative freelancer who's trying to get their footing on pricing. Number 1, start with your own world. Before you look outside at what anyone else is charging, start with a simple question. What do you actually need to earn? I know we love to overcomplicate this, but strip it all the way back. If you had to cover your basic expenses, keep the business running, pay your bills, keep the lights on, how much would you need to bring in every month, every week, or every day that you're on a job? Then layer in the business side. What equipment do you own or need to rent? Do you have overhead, software subscriptions, travel costs? What does it actually cost to run your operation? Put those 2 things together, what you need personally, plus what the business needs, and you have a floor, a minimum, a number below which you simply cannot take a job and sustain yourself. Add a profit line on top of that, and you have a real baseline to work from. This framework works regardless of your niche, your market, or your experience level. It's not glamorous, it's just honest numbers, and they're yours. Number 2, use online resources. Once you've established your baseline, it's time to understand what the market actually looks like. And there's a lot out there right now. Articles from photography or video professors, breakdowns from working professionals, Reddit threads where people are surprisingly candid about what they charge and why. On Instagram even, I follow a few accounts such as a photo editor which share anonymous posts from commercial creatives about their rates, their bids, and their pricing decisions. It's not always exactly in my lane, but it helps me understand what the broader market is doing. And honestly, AI is a useful starting point too. Ask it to help you build a pricing framework for your specific type of work and your market. It won't give you the final answer, but it can give you a starting range to pressure test. The goal here isn't to copy someone else's pricing, it's to calibrate yourself, to make sure your floor isn't dramatically out of step with what the market will actually bear. Number 3, talk to your peers. We've talked about networking and building relationships with other creatives in earlier episodes. Well, your peers are one of the most underutilized resource you have when it comes to figuring out pricing. Ask them point blank what they charge and ask them why. Ask them how they think about usage or how they handle a client who pushes back on their rate. I think people are afraid to have this conversation because it feels like prying, but in my experience, most working creatives are pretty open about it because they want to talk about it too. Pricing is something everyone is constantly working through, and these conversations have a compounding effect. When you and your peers are honest with each other about rates, it helps everybody as a whole. It lifts the floor for the whole industry over time. So don't be afraid to ask. Most people will actually appreciate it. Number 4, ask the client. In my opinion, this is the most underrated one on the list, and I think it's one of the most powerful moves a new creative freelancer can make. If you're not sure about what to charge, ask the client. Not in a way that sounds unsure of yourself, but something simple and direct, like, what kind of budget are you typically working with for something like this? Or, when you've done this kind of project successfully in the past, what did you expect to invest in it? You'd be surprised how often clients will tell you, because to them, budget is a logistics question, not an emotional one. It's not their personal money on the line, and they're usually not trying to hide it. They're trying to figure out if you're in the right range as much as you are. That one question can save you hours of second guessing and completely change how you build out your bids. Number 5, ask for feedback after the job. This is the one most people skip entirely, and it's a missed opportunity every time. After a project wraps, ask your client for honest feedback on the pricing. Something like, was the budget I put together too high, too low, or about what you expected? It sounds simple, but clients are often surprisingly candid once the project is done and the pressure's off. They'll tell you things in a debrief that they'd never say during a negotiation. I've had clients tell me I left money on the table. I've had clients tell me they almost went a different direction because my number came in higher than they were expecting. Both of those pieces of feedback were invaluable, and I never would have gotten them if I hadn't asked. Every job is a data point. The more feedback you collect, the faster you can calibrate yourself. There are more resources available to creative freelancers today than ever before when it comes to pricing. Online research, peer conversations, client questions, post-job debriefs, and yes, even AI can help you build out that framework. The point isn't to find the perfect number on the first try. The point is to start somewhere real, gather data, and keep refining your numbers. In the next episode, we're going to get into something a lot of people ask me about, and it's how I actually get paid as a creative freelancer. If you're finding this series useful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and drop any pricing questions in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll see you next week.